news, dangerously skinny K-pop girl groups.
Have you guys ever seen Steph paint live before? Well, now you can on twitch.tv/HallyuBack. Click here or click here to watch this girl paint live tonight, right now. And oh, by the way, listen to K-pop in the process. Follow Steph on Twitch. An extremely compelling article was recently published in the Korean Herald about K-pop girl group members and their diet habits.
I don't even know if I would call them diet habits. I would more argue for health problems, extreme dieting/eating disorders.
One of the most eye-opening details in the article was Jinny from the girl group Oh My Girl, who had to take an extended leave from performing due to her anorexia. And I didn't know about that.
I'm not surprised.
So they're down one member now?
They're down one member. Thankfully, she's finally taking some time off. They're actually talking about the issue, which is that she has anorexia, and she's trying to get some help for it. Thank you, K-pop land, for making this possible. Or at least your entertainment group for actually giving a fuck.
The article also talks about what a big influence the mass media has on society as a whole over there, and this couldn't be more true. A particular woman who I taught private English lessons to in 2002 to 2003, and then again in 2008 and 2009 when I went back to Korea, was someone who had dieting problems, not dieting habits. And I didn't realize it right away at all. We used to hang out a lot. She used to pay me 50,000 won per hour to teach English, and then she would take me out to dinner afterwards. I had an extended personal relationship with this woman. We talked about a lot of things. It was part of the strategy of her learning English, but I just got to know her really, really well, and her likewise to me. She was also a very successful business person. She worked at Prada and Burberry as a manager and made a lot of money and had a lot of money to just blow on herself. She lived in Seoul, and I remember this one time I went to Seoul for a lesson, and we were chatting about whatever we were chatting about for the lesson, and I asked her what she had had to eat that day. And it was like 7 p.m. in the evening, and she told me she drank coffee all day only. That was it. This was a woman who was in her late 30s. It was one person we're talking about here. Someone who knows better, not someone who's in their teens or early 20s who is trying out the not eating to look thin and fit into society, but someone who has a track record of living. And I remember being a little bit shocked by it because I thought she was an intelligent person. I thought, how careless of her to not eat anything all day. And that story always stuck with me because it extends out to maybe half of them or a third of them or so many of them who are influenced by this, whether they practice it or they at least have it in their mind, it goes through their thinking. They're all worried about the way they look.
We have a problem as women. We have a problem as humans because it's not even just women. A lot of men actually struggle with this as well.
Sure.
Of having body image issues. And media and social media help to expound upon this and make this an even bigger issue than it should be. People are uncomfortable with their own appearances and they're unhappy and they're trying to be better in society or be more appropriate in society, and they're taking it out in different ways. In some cases, it is anorexia, it is bulimia, it is not eating enough, and in other cases, it is overeating, and it is just eating so much to try to ease some of the sadness and upset. There's not one culture that is better than the other. This is something I dealt with when I was in college, not so much me, but I lived in a room with 4 other people who all had eating disorders at one period of time. And then I went to Korea, and a lot of people I encountered dealt with eating disorders. I, as a person, I'm going to tell you a little bit of facts about me. I am approximately about 52 kilograms or so, and that is, for my size, considered kind of overweight in Korea. It's not considered a pretty size. I was actually a largy size, which to me is kind of ridiculous.
You weren't.
I was largy size in my pants.
I don't mean that you aren't. I mean you weren't. You were still relatively thin. I mean, there's some people over there that have larger frames, but the large people that you generally see in Korea are the foreigners.
Yes, and there was this crazy, insane pressure that even I felt to be thin while I was over there. And I wasn't even really in the entertainment industry. The people that I know who were involved in the entertainment industry, I know of one particular person who auditioned for a television piece, got accepted, and then was told that she should go on a diet, and she was already a very thin person. And it kind of blew my mind. It still blows my mind, and it makes me angry because these girls should not be doing this. They should not have this kind of pressure. The fact is that most of your K-pop idols have really unhealthy eating habits. They over-exercise because they're always practicing. They don't eat enough. Most of them are getting carboxy treatments for their legs, which we talked about in a previous thing to make them look even skinnier than they already are. And it's just so fucking twisted.
Comments, you guys, about this. We didn't even get to cover all the facts in the article, so you can go ahead and click the link below and read it. One of the things that I found really striking myself was Sojung of Ladies Code talked about not getting her period for up to a year after she started dieting, which that's so crazy to me.
Yep, if you lose a lot of weight and you don't maintain the proper nutrition and weight, you're not gonna get your period. It makes me livid. I've got all the feels about this. What are your feels on this? Let us know in the comments section.
Yeah, and click the like button right down there. Thank you so much for supporting us, and don't forget to subscribe for more Hallyu Back news. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego!
Bye!